I'm meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. It is a nice, mild morning out there. Temperatures are in the 60s and will climb easily into the 70s as we get through the afternoon. We'll take a live look outside. We did have some rain overnight last night, and you might run into some damp conditions out there on the streets, but for the most part, it's a nice morning. It's a little bit breezy because that front is still continuing to move on by, but expect temperatures to be in the upper 50s to low 60s as you head out the door. By lunchtime, close to 70, and we'll be in the mid to upper 70s for highs this afternoon. Checking temperatures, heading out, again, really mild. Again, mainly low to mid 60s, but in Fayetteville, temperatures have been in the upper 60s this morning. Our cold front's moving on by, but we'll see a westerly flow today instead of a northwesterly flow. So westerly flow moves over the mountains, and then the air sinks, compresses, and warms. So a westerly flow for us is typically pretty warm. So here's a look at our afternoon highs, likely to hit 81 in Fayetteville and 80 degrees in Clinton, 70s elsewhere, mid 70s up around Roxborough and South Hill, upper 70s in the central part of the viewing area. Big warm-up continues with highs in the 70s for the next several days, but we don't come as close to records this week as we have some of the other weeks. Our temperatures will drop down a lot closer to normal as we get into the weekend, but today looking at 77, the previous record 81, 76 on Wednesday, 77 on Thursday, and the records are in the low 80s both days. So probably not going to set any records, but we're not far from it. Today is the last day of February, and of course meteorologically we consider all of December through the end of February to be the winter season. So this is technically the last day of winter meteorologically. We've ended up with the warmest February, tied with 2017, the second warmest January on record, and the warmest winter on record. So that's not necessarily something to celebrate for a lot of reasons. One reason is we haven't seen really any snow across our area. So what happened? We've seen a trace this season. It mainly happened overnight, and a lot of people just didn't even see it. In the last 6 years, the lowest snowfall total besides this year was in 2021 at about 1.5 inches, and the highest was at almost 9 inches in 2018, 2019. But you can see the farther we go out, the more snow we've seen in the last 4 years. It's been pretty minimal out there. We could still see some snow in March, but it's unlikely. It does look like it'll get colder for us potentially in March, but our average snowfall in March is only 1/3 of an inch. What we are seeing is pollen really starting to kick in. As a matter of fact, I've started to see some of that yellow pine pollen. You may have noticed it as well. So it's about to get messy around here for the month of March. Our tree pollen is high for today. Highs will be in the 70s for all the way through Friday. On Friday, we're watching the chance of some scattered storms. We'll also see some rain on Thursday. So keep checking back for the timeline.